Welcome to Before Floor, the pregame edition of Five on the Floor, brought to you by the Five Region Sports Network. I'm your host, Jonathan, aka Three Piece Combo. We got a full house. We got Gad, we got Timmy, we got Mateo, and we got Marco running from the background. As always, guys, if you are new, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow us on all of our social media, especially Twitter. That's where we keep most of our stuff. But also follow us on our Instagram and Facebook as well. We keep all of our articles, everything out there. So make sure you check that stuff out. As well, guys, our primary sponsor here at the pregame show, you want to make sure to check out markbrownpa.com. That's MARC brownpa.com. You see the link there in the bottom, and you see the tab Alejandro pulled up so beautifully. That's the guy right there. He's a man with the plan for you. He'll make sure that he gives you a free consultation. So give him a call, 954-866-8513. Reach out to him, marcbrownpa.com. He does bankruptcy, foreclosures, estate plannings. Like I said, he'll give you a free consultation if you're in the South Florida area or if you're in the entire Florida area. Just hit up Mark Brown, right? You don't want to give your business to a Knicks fan or anybody else. So make sure you give your business to a Heat fan. He'll take care of all your assets, real estate lawyer, all that good stuff. marcbrownpa.com. And we also do prize picks. We'll get into a little more about that a little bit later. That's promo code for that's 5, but we'll give you our prize picks for that in a little bit. Guys, game 1 versus the Knicks. The Knicks, man. This could not get any better, in my opinion, as far as just having a fun. And this gives us, in my opinion, a path to the ECF. Like, this is actually, it makes us, it gives us a little more of an opportunity there. The path has opened up, and this is something we talked about earlier in the season with maybe 2-3 weeks ago as a correction from the 3-point line. But let's talk about defensively. Jalen Brunson has been going absolutely crazy. Obviously, Julius Randle is out tonight with that ankle, but we're going to still have to give a lot of attention to Jalen Brunson playing really well. They're also doing a really good job offensively rebounding the ball. So, but actually, let's start with Gad, because Gad, you haven't been here in a minute. So let's start with you, my man. What do you want to see the Miami Heat do defensively, matchup-wise against the Knicks? And what do we have to do to make sure we rebound the ball and don't do what the Cavaliers do and give the opportunity to the Knicks for extra possessions with the rebound?
We haven't gotten starting lineups yet, right? Like, we're not going to get that until 30 minutes before the game. So I want to see Kevin Love. I want to see Kevin Love play. I think Kevin Love being on the floor, even with Randle out, because I think it's better for the Heat if Randle is there, if I'm being honest with you, because Bam can kind of match up individually on Randle and kind of try to give them some empty calories on offense. But I want to see Kevin Love. I think he has the strength and the know-how to box out a little bit better than some of the Cavs bigs did, because listen, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, they're tall, but they're very skinny. They're really not those types of guys that can match up strength-wise with a Mitchell Robinson. So I'd like to see Kevin Love play today and see what you can do on Jalen Brunson. He's just a wizard with the ball in his hands. I've been a Brun stan since day one, so I'm not going to say this is like super surprising. He's been a really good player for a very good amount of time. If you've watched him play, even in his stints in Dallas, he's really good. And if you can try to at least make him one-dimensional, make him either a scorer or a passer, I don't think you can let him do both, because he's the type of player that can score and use his scoring gravity to make everyone else better. So try to limit Jalen Brunson in one facet. You're not going to be able to shut him down. I think he's too good to do that. But if you can just turn him into a one-dimensional player offensively, that would be a massive, massive win for the Heat, where then you put an extra load on someone like an RJ Barrett or any one of the other players that they have on the team. So the Knicks are really good. And we'll see how the Heat come out, but I'm excited, man. Like, this is one of the most excited mornings that I've had for Heat basketball in a very long time. This is my first like real Heat Knicks experience, because obviously when you have LeBron, it doesn't count. So this I'm excited. You
weren't hyped for Melo versus LeBron, the two goats of the 2003 draft? No.
What's that meme that's going around? It's like coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb. That's what that's. So yeah, that did not count. Like, let's see what happens though. I'm so excited, man. Playoff Jimmy in the Garden. Woo!
I cannot wait for that environment. That Knicks environment is going to be fun. Like, don't get me wrong, as you know, growing up in New York, my dad being a Knicks fan, like, this is going to be a little bit extra fun for me. But just that Garden arena and the environment that arena gives you is just something that's different. So I'm very excited for that, for the playoffs atmosphere. I want to give a couple shout outs to some people in the comments. Of course, our Mrs. Arlene VP is always joining us. We got Tiffany Meeks joining us as well, and S. So appreciate you guys watching from the comments and checking the video guys out. Let's get to offensively. So pretty much the entire offense, Jimmy Butler Timmy, right? Jimmy Butler has been doing his thing, regardless of the matchup, right? What's his name? Wes Matthews was someone who gave him trouble with the previous matchup. This time, didn't matter if it was Clay Matthews. Didn't matter if it was Wes Matthews. Didn't matter if it was Drew Holiday. Ultimate FEW, appreciate you. You're going to be repping the heat at MSG, man. Hopefully you have a great time at the game out there. Make sure you get out safe and make sure you get home safe, man. Enjoy that game. But Jimmy Butler, didn't matter who the matchup was, gave everybody buckets. And I think it was the MJ quote that said, a real madman talks shit or talks crap when he's down. Before we were down 6 and he was telling Drew Holiday he can't guard him. And he put in them buckets on his head, man. That's something else. We ended up
own you. That's madness. He was down by 5 with like 5 minutes, with 6 minutes left. I own you on your head. That's a psychopath. That man is bad, crazy. To the man who was voted as the best wing defender, who I personally love in the NBA, like players think Drew is the best perimeter player. Lopez finished second in defensive player of the year. Giannis is regarded as the best player in the NBA currently, and is a former defensive player of the year. He's, as I said on the last part, Matthews gives him problems sometimes. He smoked all of them, like the old LeBron meme. Like, I don't care who it is, like it literally didn't matter. He shot 86% against Giannis, and I must be afraid of Joshua Hart. Come on now. Now I must say, because I have tweets about this man. I'm not gonna get tweets, but I respect Josh Hart. My favorite Josh Hart moment is David West when he played for the Warriors said he knew he had to retire because he tried to back down Josh Hart and couldn't. David West is on record saying he retired because he could not back down 6'4" Josh Hart. So Josh Hart is a monster. Like, he's the best rebounding guard in the NBA. He's very strong. He's turned into a sniper in these last couple post All-Star break with the Knicks. I think he's going to be a pretty good role player for this team. I actually want the Heat to get him at the deadline. Actually, he's a Heat player. But where I will see a change in the series is we know Bud and we know the Bucks. Bud will stick to his game plan because in his mind, I was the number 1 seed with this game plan. I'm not going to change it. It's going to work. I'm gonna But whereas Thibs adjust, number 1, but the Bucks fancy they do not they don't double team. They just don't. I don't know if Bud there's someone holding Bud's, but well, no, I can't make the joke because I just remember what happened to his family, so I'm not gonna make that joke. But for some reason, like, there's a reason why Bud he refuses to double team. Like, he will not. This is not the Bucks. The Knicks are famously they are aggressive double teaming, so I do think we will get a playoff Jimmy game. He's just gonna smoke someone one game, but I don't want people to expect that type of series. Like, he will kill them in other ways. He might shut down Brunson. He might do a lot of find out the players get him. So playoff Jimmy will be multifaceted, but just don't expect 40 points a game. Expect some shutdown defense, some timing defense, some passing. But regardless, Jimmy is the best player in the series, and it's not close. I have respect for Brunson. I'm kind of sad that Ronald is out because he will play better with Ronald playing. But I'm hyped, man. I have on the jersey. Playoff Jimmy's in full effect, as you guys see every week. Back-to-back champs. And I think it's time for some payback. I was listening to all the guys. Shout out Sean, Brady, Alex, Ethan, Brian, Greg. In the 90s, the Heat were the top seed every time, all 4 times, and the Heat only won once. So for all of this talk of how much we hate the Knicks have had the upper hand. They've beaten us 3 to 4 times while we were the highest seed. This is the first time in this storied rivalry that the Knicks actually have the highest seed. So I just think there's something very celestial about the Heat, finally having the lowest seed and beating the Knicks. So I'm hyped. My birthday's on Friday. We've played 2 games. By then we'll be going to Miami when I turn 32. Oh man, I can't wait.
We got a Taurus King over here, my man. I definitely want to give some more shout outs to everybody in the chat just because it's playoff time. AJ, not sure if you're AJ, not sure if the Heat are gonna win tonight. Definitely normal to have a little bit of anxiety watching this team, especially after what we've seen all season long. I want to shout out Jacob as well, Randy Chambers. Appreciate you guys joining. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. So Mateo, actually, that was a perfect transition by Timmy, right? Because the Knicks did beat us 3 out of 4 times this season. They are the higher seed. They have shown more talent, more teamwork, more maturity as a team this year than we've maybe seen from a Knicks team in a very long time. What do you think are some of the changes that Miami needs to make from the regular season to the postseason to have better success offensively? And the second question that I have for you is that what are some of the changes that you expect from the role players as well? Because there were multiple games where different role players take off. You know, you had the Gabe Vincent game. Max Strus had a big close to the game as well. You had the Duncan Robinson game. What do you expect change-wise from the regular season, and what do you expect out of the role players from this series?
Well, Jonathan, I'm not sure if we can expect more change from the role players because right now in the postseason, Miami is shooting the best out of the 16 teams in the first round from 3-point range, over 40%, I think like around 43%. That is tremendous considering how abysmal they were for the regular season. I think they were like 27th of 30 teams. So guys like Max Strus and Kevin Love have rediscovered their jump shots. I don't want them to do anything differently. Kevin Love, he needs to keep taking charges, needs to keep hitting some open shots, setting some screens. Max Strus needs to keep hitting some corner and wing shots when the opposing defense closes into the paint to take off the driving lane. But really, it's very simple what you got to do offensively. And I'm really going to steal one of my friend's famous plays that he used to run for Dr. J back at Rucker Park close to 50 years ago. The famous play was, give the ball to Julius and get out of the way. Basically, what you got to do with Jimmy Butler. The Heat were third in drive frequency in the first round, and most of this was Jimmy's contributions, getting inside the lane, forcing help, and passing out. The Bucks don't double as often as the Knicks, but they did it in certain situations. I think with the way the Knicks run their schemes, there will be even more open shots on the perimeter, and in the inverse on the defensive end for the Heat. What scares me about the New York Knicks, aside from Jalen Brunson, because everybody knows he's just a stud, is Mitchell Robinson. This man is a prolific offensive rebounder and picks up extra possessions. In the closeout game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he recovered 11 offensive rebounds. This man just does some nasty work. And when he is defending in drop coverage, he is very long, and he's great in this coverage because he can explode forward and take away the jump shot. Really, the Knicks are a very well-rounded squad, but what gives me confidence for the Heat going forward is that they have the best player in the series, and he's had a historic run. He averaged 37 a game in the first round, and the Heat have had amazing players in their history. LeBron, Dwayne, Shaq, Alonzo, ain't nobody done that. So right now you got somebody who's like flying really high to the sky, and I think the Heat are just going to ride him, and the role players need to get in where they fit in.
Beautiful. So, guys, we're about almost 15 minutes in. So, before we get to predictions, we love to give you our prize picks, and we hit on them pretty often. If we don't hit on all four, we hit on at least 3 out of 4. So, make sure that if you're going to go to Prize Picks and play some daily fantasy, use that promo code 5, FIVE, spell it out. We'll match your initial deposit up to $100. That's up to 20 free plays. That's a quarter of an NBA season. That's free money. Like I said, use that promo code 5 to match that initial deposit, and also play the flex play. I'm a person that has anxiety, so I don't like betting it all in one go. I like having a little bit of flexibility there. So that flexibility, or that flex play gives you that flexibility to get one wrong and still have that there. And you see, even we have, what is that? The Steph Curry over, is that 1.5, 1 3-pointer, or just half 3-pointers? Oh, so Steph Curry, half point. Let's lock that in right there, right? Let's just, as long as he scores 1 point tonight, you're getting that. So that's a free play right there. Gad, I'll let you pick the next player that you want from the Heat. Who do you want to take a look at from some box options for Miami? We got Bam Adebayo. I'm seeing also Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Kyle, and Max Strus.
Bam Adebayo assists. I don't care what the number is. Give me the over.
I like that.
I really don't care what the number is. I think it's probably gonna be like 3.5. Give me that. Give me that. He had 5 assists, I think, in the fourth quarter of that Heat Bucks game.
Smash the over.
That to me has to be the play. You look at what the Heat figured out, man, and they inverted the offense. They said, "Bam, you're the point guard now," and it changed a lot of things. And I think they're going to start with that same thing, and they're going to try to make the Knicks change what they want to do, because once Bam's bringing the ball up, then are you really going to be sending 2 at Jimmy Butler when he's away from the action off the ball? He's getting pin downs in the corner. He's doing curls in the corner. It doesn't really make that much sense. So I think the Heat start with Bam playmaking. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like 5 assists by halftime, if I'm being honest with you. I think this is going to be a big playmaking series for Bam. And I'm probably going to rock this over the entire series unless we see the Knicks really change something up.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Also, obviously, my favorite pick to go to is the Jimmy Butler over on the free throws. They have him on 7.5 free throws made. That's one that I'm taking over. Timmy, who do you want to take a look at as far as players?
Gabe, actually.
So for Gabe Vincent, they have points at 11.5, assists 3.5, turnovers 1.5, and then field goals attempted 9.5.
He's playing Brunson and quickly. I think you're gonna go over in those field goal attempted.
Over 9.5 on the field goal attempts.
You already know Gabe has the over on that too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
He has that over in the first quarter, man. He was like, I'm taking those shots regardless. Mateo, who do you want to take a look at for picks today?
Do they got Kevin Love on there for rebounds?
They do have Kevin Love on there. Let's see what the rebound number for him is. I was actually curious on that as well. For 6 rebounds?
I'm going to take the over on this one, everyone, because, the last series, the New York Knicks out-rebounded the Cavaliers by 41 on the glass. And, if Obi Toppin likely going to get the start in place of Julius Randle, you probably want Bam Adebayo getting some early minutes on him because he's more of an outside threat, and Kevin Love does not move laterally outside on the perimeter. Kevin Love is taller than Mitchell Robinson, but he is still a very strong body who can bang, and you're going to need him. And also, this pick might be out of necessity, but I would take the over on Kevin Love.
No, I like that actually, because like you said, we're probably going to play him more given that the Knicks' offensive rebounding has really come to light, especially in that round versus the Cavaliers. There's one more that I'm looking at, and I'm actually looking at his stats before I get into that, but they have Kyle Lowry steals at half. In all but one of the games versus the Bucks, he had a steal. So for Kyle, I think I'm going to go over on the half steals. I can see Miami forcing some turnovers and getting that. So like I said, guys, use that flex play because even with this, you can get 3 of them right. Like, look at that. You can get 3 of them right, and you still will get some of your money. So you won't lose all your money. You'll be chilling regardless. And if you hit all 6 correctly, you'll 25 times your money. What's 25 times 5? Isn't that like
125?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Money right there. So we got Mateo the genius. He got the nail polish. That's why he gets the knowledge, right? But let's get into picks, guys. We appreciate everybody joining us. Like I said, if you guys already haven't, make sure you guys use that promo code 5. Jose Matos in the comment, my guy. Appreciate you joining us as well. And Dara Blake. Flat Earth is also joining us. So make sure you guys understand that. We got Chance Reasonable. Appreciate you joining us as well. Thanks, guys. Now, let's get into picks. And I'll start off by prefacing it by saying I think that obviously Coach Spo is the best coach remaining in the playoffs. Like, it's very tough to find a coach better than him. But he does a good job of cutting off the head of the snake. No matter what series it is, if we're going up against somebody, let's say it's a Trae Young, or let's say, it's somebody like that caliber, he does a good job of cutting off the head of the snake. And I think that Miami is going to send a lot of traps early, maybe even at half court, just to get the ball out of Brunson's hands and make the Knicks have to burn extra time making those extra decisions. I think Coach Spo is just going to really try to focus in on, like I said, just taking off Brunson out of there. Because sure, RJ Barrett can torch you. Sure, when Julius Randle comes back, he gave us 50 points when he played against us. So there's opportunities for other players there as well. But I think the biggest worry for all of us and understanding is that Jalen Brunson is the guy that can win this series with his offensive output. So I think Miami's going to have to cut him off. I think that, like you said, as far as Bam Adebayo, we see a different role, especially not knowing how that hamstring is, if it's 100%. I like that role because it was almost what he went to when he was, 2020 Bam, right? Where he was working off the top of the key, getting the ball movement, almost like point Bam, where we thought he was going to get those assists up to like 6, 7, 8. And he was really doing a good job passing the ball. There was sometimes where he would go out of bounds, and we had an issue with him turning the ball over too. But I'm down for him to take those issues if that allows him to set up everybody else. I got a Miami Heat win. I don't think Miami can lose, or not that they can't lose tonight, but I don't think they allowed themselves to lose after coming off of such a crazy win in Milwaukee. They're building off that. The Knicks don't have Julius Randle as well. And I like you said, Gad, Miami has the best player, or I think one of you guys said it. Miami has the best player in the series. So let's get into the picks. Mateo, since I'll let you finish, I'll let you start with picks. Give me your picks and give me your key to the series, or give me just the key to game tonight.
Well, I think one of the keys to tonight's game is starting Jimmy Butler defensively on Jalen Brunson, put Gabe Vincent on Grimes and Max Strus on Barrett, and see how this turns out for a little bit, because you don't want Jalen Brunson getting inside the lane and putting your backline defenders in foul trouble. He was someone who in the first round immediately took apart Isaac Okoro, then Karis LeVert. Cedi Osman didn't start showing some success until the end of the series, when it was pretty much decided. But really, Jimmy Butler needs to get to the free throw line like 10 plus times a game. You gotta not get out rebounded, or if you do, like, keep it within 5, because through 5 games, the New York Knicks beat Cleveland on the glass by 41. But really, guys like Bam, Max, Gabe, they got to hit their shots against the drop. But the New York Knicks are a slight favorite on most sports books by, like, I think a point in this series. I think I'm going with the upset, especially in this game. I think Jimmy Butler was talking crap to one of the ball boys that he won't have to go far while he's practicing because he's going to make every shot. So give me Miami.
You gotta love Jimmy Butler talking crap, man. You never know that. Tiffany Meeks chiming in saying you can live with RJ Barrett having a decent game. You don't want Brunson to get comfortable. I absolutely agree with you. I think
smart woman.
Like you said, RJ or Jalen Brunson is the guy that can beat us this series. RJ Barrett can hurt us, but Jalen Brunson is the guy that can beat us. Timmy, give me your picks for tonight's game, and also give me a key for it as well.
The Heat are going to take game 1. I don't know by how much, we're going to take game 1, and you just have to. I think Brady mentioned it. This isn't a team that likes to move the ball around too much, so you can't overreact to the helping, because that's when you really get into problems. So just stay disciplined, on defense, and box out. We saw Mitchell Robinson become Hakeem
Dennis
Rodman, like against these guys. This is a big love series, and say what you want, but Tyler is a really good defensive rebounder. So the other guys have to pick up on the defensive rebounds. It doesn't make sense to play this great defense and give up the ball. You have to box out. You just have to.
Gad, close this out, my man.
Listen, I'm rocking on the Heat win. You already know that's going to happen. I'm strangely confident in game 1 where I don't think I normally would be. But I think the Heat's defense is actually going to show up today. And I think our unsung hero of the game is actually going to be one Max Strus. I think he had a rocky up and down series, but he ultimately did his job against the Bucks. But he's the type of player that, for better or for worse, has an absolutely shameless shot selection. And he is one of the players who's not scared of anything. Like, he will not shy away from anything. So I'm 100% rocking with Strus tonight. I think he's going to end up hitting, I'll say 6 threes, honestly. I think we get a 20-point Max Strus game today. Maybe some of the other shooters fall off, but that doesn't really matter. Big game from Bam. Hopefully some big assists from Bam. And Jimmy, listen, he may not put up 50, but it's still playoff Jimmy. Like, we've seen what he can do against the best of the best defenders. And the Knicks have a lot of bodies to throw at him. I just don't think any of them are individually good enough to stop him, but it is going to be on the rest of the team to keep him from getting doubled. I'm excited, man. I am so excited for this game. I'm rocking with the Heat. I'll say Heat by 7. Big Max Strus game. And let's ride. Let's get a game 1 dub.
Game 1 dub. Cap for life saying, gentlemen, Bam must equal Zoe in this series. I think rebounding wise, yes. I'm not sure. Like I said, the hamstring for me, just knowing how the way the hamstring injury works, and you can re-irritate it really quickly. We might see, like you said, point Bam, but you're going to definitely need to see him box out on the boards, especially the way that the New York Knicks rebounding guys. You give your picks. Like I said, I'm taking Miami as well. I'm more nervous whenever I'm not nervous for a game, and this is a game that I'm not as nervous for. Versus maybe you're playing the Bucks, you're playing the number 1 seed. You're a little more nervous than playing the Knicks. I guess that's maybe a subconscious thing that we've just programmed our whole life knowing the Knicks have been trashed since we were, these all youngins. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys, like I said, like the video, drop your predictions in the comments. Drop your predictions in the comments. Appreciate you, Alejandro. Let me know if you guys think Miami are gonna win. If not, let us know why, right? And if the pregame show sucked, let us know. We can change about it as well. We always want to make sure it's better for you guys. So appreciate you guys joining us. Timmy, Mateo, Alejandro from the background. Make sure you guys, like I said, like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace. Get a beeper and follow us as well. Let's go Heat, guys. We'll see you after the game. And make sure you guys check out the pregame content or post-game content as well. Let's go.
Let's go.